Yo, what is up boys, and welcome back to yet another video brought to you by G2A.com. Check out the link in the top of the description and use code SCI for 3% cashback for some cheap video games. Either way, as you'll see from the title, today I'm going to be showing you guys and talking a bit about my opinion on the recently released DayZ 0.63 devlog. So without further ado guys, this is DayZ 0.63.
Like, you don't see the point of playing FIFA. Oh! I'm dead. Fuck!
All jokes aside, that was not DayZ 063, although it is a recent clip on the DayZ Reddit, which I thought was pretty funny. The game, DayZ Standalone, has actually almost been out for 4 years now. The original release date of the early access build, being one of the first early access games on Steam, was in December the 16th of 2013. So yeah, almost 4 years down, and things like this still happen. But 063 does promise a lot of cool features, and this build, the Gamescom build, was actually something I personally did play at Gamescom, because I did attend that over in Germany. So with all that knowledge, and considering my channel was based on DayZ and Arma, that's pretty much where all the popularity came from. If people ever say like, I like Sysin, or I liked Sysin, or Sy Syndicate, people are going to say I found him through DayZ and his content's now shit. So I wanted to share with you guys what I think about this, and I do still hope DayZ turns out to be a good game. 063 is going to be the beta release of DayZ, which they have confirmed already that modding is going to be in the beta release. And like I said, this build also does bring a bunch of much needed things into DayZ. I still do feel that if he used a non-proprietary engine, they would have developed a lot quicker, like a game like PUBG where they're developing, you know, lightning speed. But still, this build is showing you guys some pretty cool new features in the game. If you want to check out the actual original video, I'll have a link to that in the description below, but I think if I just, you know, literally upload that to my channel, everyone's going to get angry. But if I share with you my thoughts and feelings towards this, then maybe you guys will have a different spin on that video. But if you want to check out that video, like I said, link in the description. But either way, what does this build bring? Well, you'll see right here that the entire movement system has been changed. The player controller is what they are really promoting as the biggest thing in this new build. So you'll see a lot of changes, but this is the main one. So every single animation will be different. You've got kind of like animation blending, I guess. So you can have your upper body, for example, eating food while you are moving around. You can use your F1 to F12 keys to do certain animations, which are actually new in this build, which we did not show in this video, and move around as well. It was bugged in the Gamescom build, which is probably why we didn't show it. So you could move around, but your legs wouldn't move. Like, as a whole, this build is going to be coming to experimental soon. They don't have a confirmed release date or anything like that, but it is still bringing its very own bugs to DayZ Standalone. Every single patch which have added to DayZ has kind of brought upon more bugs, and some bugs since the original release of DayZ Standalone, like, you know, the infinite apple bug, which I think was fixed recently, are just things which have been in the game for a long time, and that's kind of a disadvantage of using their own in-house engine, in my opinion. So this just means that the player will react a lot more responsively. You guys know the bug which was in the game for a long time, where you press V to vault and your character would just take about 10 years to jump over something. So everything should feel a lot nicer and a lot more responsive. You'll also notice in the bottom left there's now a sprinting meter, so you do not have infinite sprint, which personally I don't like. And also in the bottom right, instead of having all the information in the bottom left where it would say like you are hungry, you are thirsty, you are feeling sick, all of this is shown in the bottom right, showing your food status and all that kind of stuff. So as a whole, just making the UIs a bit better. You'll even notice the tab menu UI is a bit better, and also when you look at an item, instead of having a scroll wheel, you'll now be able to press F as you would do in PUBG, and your character will reach out their hand and pick up the item. So as a whole, a nice streamlined, nicer version of DayZ. And it is cool that these recent patches, specifically 0.6, making the performance insane, and 0.63 are kind of coming together to change the game as a whole. 0.6 obviously making the game like runnable, like runs pretty well, and 0.63 making the movement a lot nicer. So you'll see the comparison of 0.62 and 0.63 right there, where they do have a lot nicer animations which just look like they make more sense, and also they are just more responsive. You'll notice right here they will demonstrate the new falling animation. So gone are the days of that clip which I've shown you before. So now when you fall, you'll have an actual falling animation instead of your character just kind of standing there and just saying, wow, my leg hurts. So that's pretty cool. Honestly, there isn't anything too crazy shown in this build, but still, since DayZ was supposed to be the go-to game for my channel, like if DayZ Standalone was a great success, I'd have a lot more money right now. But unfortunately, the peak of DayZ Standalone's popularity was the first day of its release, which many games have that, where the first day is like, woo, hype. But a great example of that is PUBG, which I don't know the stats of its first day, but obviously it's hitting 1.6, 1.7 million concurrents right now, and I know for a fact its first day was not over 100,000 concurrents. That's an example of a game which is constantly getting upgraded and people are continuing playing it. But DayZ being a survival game where you can run for an hour and die, many people have quit this game and it has not came anywhere near close to outperforming its initial day of early access release back in December 16th of 2013. Like I said, the things which we're adding in these patches are definitely a step forward. I just feel like it should have happened a long time ago, and ultimately, I'd love to hear what you guys think. I've asked you guys a few times in the past, but is there even a possibility of DayZ coming back with modding and with the 0.6 free patch and all that kind of stuff? Like I said, again, this is the beta release, which was originally slated, whatever word, I think for like Q4 of 2015, or maybe even Q4 of 2014. I'll have information on the screen about that. But yeah, this is definitely coming a lot later than originally intended, and we're still missing things like, you know, cars working very smoothly, and aerial vehicles were going to be added a long time ago, base building, so many things which are missing out. But is there still a possibility of DayZ Standalone coming back big and outdoing its initial day of release? I'm not going to write it off as a no. I'd love for this game to do well because then, like I said, my channel does well, but I really don't know about all of that. You can see right here the F-looting, which I was talking about before, which I do like quite a lot, and you will also notice the tab menu, like I said, has been changed a decent amount, so it is just a nice experience. And you will also notice that it's not finished, which is why the character's kind of sticking his hands out in the T-pose. I did actually have some interesting experiences with this new UI at Gamescom. I'll just show you guys this one right here and let me know what you think. Wrong clip, that was just a clip of my cat. 1 second, this is the right clip.
You can record it.
Okay.
Hahaha, comedy genius, guys. It's okay, my cat's cute. Who doesn't want to see a bit of a cat every video? Speaking of cat was in that clip, the one for KTT, Sorry Games Champions ×2. Woo! Or Champion ×2 with me. Thanks for the carry, but for some reason, basic things like being able to drag your items inside your inventory just weren't working in this build. Like, this is the same build which we played at Gamescom, and there was a lot of things which didn't work in that build. Like, when you kill people, they would go back to, I think it used to happen maybe a while ago, maybe, it might just be a common survival game thing, but where they would stay in like a death position when you killed them. So this build, like I said, has added a lot of new issues with the game, which I'm sure they will get polished out. But I'm sure some of them will remain in the experimental and even the live branch eventually, just to be there because they're hard to solve. It's hard to solve so many bugs. Anyway, what we're showing right now is the new animation system for melee combat, which has been all redone as well. In fact, they've even changed the certain animations on the weapons as well. So you'll see you can now, just like was recently shown for Escape from Tarkov, or at least I've seen it just recently in Escape from Tarkov, be able to chamber your weapons, and you've actually got an actual cool looking chambering animation. As a whole, just making the whole combat system a lot nicer. A lot of the buttons have changed as well, so things like I said, the F keys have been completely changed, so all the F keys do completely different functions to what they used to do, which is kind of weird, but you can move and do them. But things like vaulting, I'm pretty sure they changed the vaulting key. I didn't take a picture of the controls at Gamescom, unfortunately, so I can't remember them too well, but vaulting, I think, was changed to space, so it's not space to bring up your fists anymore. I think you hold right click and then you left click, so basically your weapon's gonna be down and then you want to right click and left click. I think that's how it worked. If it's not that way, I know it is at least different in some way to just be more intuitive, because a lot of people start playing the game, and when they start playing the game, it's not really that intuitive to think, oh yeah, I need to press space to raise my fist. It doesn't really make too much sense. We did get a nice little look of injured animation right there as well, which is pretty cool. You'll see as a whole the animations are just a lot nicer, and being able to blend the animations together is definitely a step forward with this game. So being able to have your body do individual animations at different times just opens up the doorway for so many possibilities to do all of these animations you used to be able to do, but while also moving your lower body and stuff like that, instead of being fixed in place, which obviously people wouldn't be fixed in place IRL. If you're going to drink something, you can still move. And you can even mid-drink and mid-eating food actually stop doing that as well, which is pretty cool. See a bit more zombie combat right there. And that's really one thing which I think is never really going to be perfect with DayZ, is the fact that it's called DayZ, the Z standing for zero or zombies. I don't really know which one, to be honest. But there's never that many zombies, or there's never been that many zombies in Standalone, and I don't think there ever will be. The performance has definitely improved quite a lot. But I really don't know where this game is going to be in 5 years' time. Like, when are they going to say we're done with development? They have committed to say they're going to, continue developing it, even though it's not really getting that many sales right now. But I really don't know what they hope to come out of the DayZ development. Are they hoping to come back into the scene big and everyone get rehyped for the game when Namalsk comes out, which I'm pretty sure they hired the guy who made Namalsk, so that's going to come out eventually, a completely redone version of Namalsk. There's definitely some exciting things ahead. But at the same time, they aren't as hyped as things like, I know I constantly compare it, but PUBG, where it's like, oh my god, PUBG's gonna have a new map soon. It's like the, you know, show new vehicles, new weapons, new maps, and it just gets so excited. We just get so excited for that shit. This doesn't really happen with DayZ. It might just be because it's smaller. Anyway, show a few more things here, like the ability to shave. Since the demo is kind of short here, you do grow facial hair a lot quicker. But if you do have a sharp object, you can go ahead and shave the facial hair off your face. You'll have also got, if you do go an animal, you get blood on your hands, and I think you've got a chance of getting an infection. So if you go ahead and go to a water source, you can again go ahead and clean the blood off your hands, as you'll see right here with the wolves. As a whole, just some more improvements. 063, I did have the impression that was purely going to be adding the new player movement system or a player controller, but you have gone ahead and improved a bunch of UI elements and made the whole experience a lot more streamlined, and getting rid of that scrolling action I think is a really, really big help with that one. But you'll see right now the character has bloody hands since he is gutting the wolves, and I think they probably cleaned their hands off. I forgot, I watched this video a few days ago, okay, but you can see the blood on their hands, which is pretty cool. I like it. These are things which were said they were gonna, yeah, how we go cleaning off with the well. These are things they said they were gonna originally add like years and years ago with DayZ, or maybe someone just recommended them, you know, like simple things that your character age in. In fact, I remember a few days ago someone recommended the same thing for Rust, which also has vehicles in it now, which drive a bit nicer than DayZ vehicles. But yeah, so it's nice to see those things finally added. You know, I remember Dean Rocket Hall talking about like adding like drugs and stuff like that. I still hope to be able to sit down and smoke some weed with my friend, but one day, guys. Anyway, it shows the improvements with the building system, which I guess is also going to be the same with base building. So now you can actually go ahead and craft things like a campfire a lot easier, and you can actually pick these up, put them in your hands, and you can place them wherever you want. So you can get a lot more specific location placing for your campfire. And like I said, also once base building is in, I'm guessing it's going to use a similar system. So you just pick up the stuff and go ahead and place it wherever you want, which is definitely a good thing to have in the game instead of just hoping that the campfire which you place goes in the perfect location that you and your friends have always dreamed of. And the same really applies with tents as well. Again, love to hear what you guys think about all these improvements. I am kind of excited for it. I'll definitely try it. 063. Still really waiting for that go-to zombie game. Maybe it'll just never happen. You know, having a multiplayer game with like 100 people on it and a bunch of zombies in the world, it's not easy to program that like net coding wise to make it not lag. But I do believe it is possible with 2017 tech. You know, this game ultimately was built in 2013, and there has been some improvements to the engine, but yeah, it's kind of behind its time now. Anyway, we get to see the chambering of certain weapons. This is not improved with every single weapon as of yet, but I do like that you're now able to do this. Honestly, not gonna lie, I actually can't remember the way chambering used to work with weapons, but I know it didn't used to work like this. You wouldn't actually like manually chamber it and stuff like that. It was very buggy, and like magazines would like magically pop inside your weapon and things like that. It does look kind of weird, but the camera being directly fixed to the rail of a weapon, I guess it kind of looks like. I'm pretty sure that's new as well. I guess I've made some changes to the weapon system with this game, and you will also see that he is actually manually putting the ammo inside the mag as well, which is something which isn't that easy IRL for me because I'm really bad at it. But that's pretty cool as well. Honestly, you don't really need these massively complicated things to make a good survival zombie game, in my opinion. But it is still cool that we're going into some real detail to make this an authentic survival experience, I guess, you know? Just not many zombies. But it's crazy to think that even DayZ Standalone is coming up to its 4-year anniversary. Obviously, I made my channel 6 years ago, started playing the DayZ mod, I guess, around about 5 and a bit years ago now. These things are old as fuck. They are so old. In fact, right now, I'm just realizing how old they are. And I do still think there's definitely space in the gaming world for a AAA developer to make a game like this, a multiplayer survival game with zombies in it with a decent amount of people and PvP and stuff like that, and make it a big success. But ultimately, I think I've already said ultimately this video. I say the same word over and over again because it's in my head. It's something off my head. But ultimately, is there even... You guys can also let me know what you think of this. Is there even space in the world of gaming for survival game? I've asked this question before, but are survival games simply just dead? There is definitely some successful survival games out there right now, like Rust, That's the only game I can think of, really. But that's kind of a different spin on survival. Less focused on a super realistic, yo, you could, you know, waste an hour of your time and get shot in the back from fuck knows where. And also focusing on this fast-paced base building, base attacking, and now being able to get vehicles as well kind of gameplay. So, you know, less punishing gameplay, I guess, since you can just stockpile things. You can also stockpile things in this game, but it is much slower pace. It's kind of like the same way Bohemia took the spin on Arma, even though they were having a pretty big success from, you know, non-mil sim things in their game. You know, they were having a lot of success with life mods, Wasteland and all that stuff, all the mods. They didn't support that shit at all. In fact, they kind of fucked it, like the 2017 mod where they changed something in an update, and Bohemia completely, with that update, fucked the 2017 mod Bornholm map. What's it called? Bornholm? No, not Bornholm. Bambrand, that's the one. They fucked that map with that update. They don't support anything but the core audience of Milsim. And it's the same with DayZ. They aren't trying to pussyfoot and make the game more casual. They are making the game as hardcore as it possibly can, and nothing else really matters. As long as it's a streamlined experience, changing the UI elements and stuff like that, that's fine. But other than that, they're still trying to like go to the realism limit, and you gotta wonder like what kind of audience is even for this. I'd kind of like a more casual survival game which had a lot of zombies and which had a lot of people in it. Miscreate actually is another survival game which has done pretty well, but at the end of the day, it doesn't have a lot of zombies in it. In fact, it doesn't even have zombies in it. I just want a game with like thousands of zombies on the map, 100 players, and an actual PvE threat. Right now on DayZ Standalone, there is not a PvE threat. As long as you got your first weapon, which is not hard to come by, you'll be good to go. Anyway, we did get to see some quick PvP to end right here. You know, definitely scripted. Very disappointed in you guys, DayZ developers. You guys scripting things in your videos now? I'm just kidding, that's fine. So we got to see how the things turn out. Obviously, there is a new camera. We've got the player now. Oh, he's dead. But whatever, he was a bit injured, but now he's dead. And this is the DayZ splash screen, guys. It's gonna be like, DayZ, whoa. I remember when I seen the trailer for the first time, it was like a chainsaw. That was cool. That was cool. Are chainsaws in the game? Yeah, they are, but they kind of suck. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This was DayZ063. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.